Start it up. Start me up. If you start me up, I'll never stop. Okay, I think we're up and running. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Ask Mike Anything live stream. Why everybody waits till the last second to get on? The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies for Comptia certifications. Now, here at the Total Seminars channel, we concentrate primarily on A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. However, we're certainly more than comfortable going outside of just those Comptia certifications, and we're even very comfortable going outside of Comptia certifications. So this is the place for you to ask questions on certifications, all right? So welcome aboard. Now, it's called Ask Mike Anything. Thank you, Reddit, for inventing that term. But the goal here is that you type questions in, I'll bet the chat window is over here on your screen. You type questions into the chat window and I answer them. So with that attitude in mind, let's take a look at that chat window together real quick. Number one, at the very top, if it still says top chat, hit the pull down right there and move that to live chat. It helps move the algorithm out of the way, and I don't need Big Brother filtering commentary. Then the other thing is make sure that you've got your timestamps going. We're going to be giving stuff away today, folks, including a Comptia voucher. So it's a competition, so you might want to make sure those timestamps are up. That can be helpful later. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, do keep in mind here, folks, a couple of rules. Rule number one, we start at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time, which is a couple minutes ago, and we will run till 3 o'clock or until the questions run out. Now, for some reason, Wednesdays come up a little bit quieter, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, for those few of you who are on, your odds of winning a Comptia voucher and free practice test go way up because there's nobody else on here. But it also means that we also sometimes end early, so it's really completely up to you guys and when people decide to show up, and we'll have some fun. So first of all, let's do a quick scroll through. Andrew Hutz. Oh, hey Andrew, glad to see your tires fixed, buddy. Mike, I'm ordering a new gaming laptop so I can smoke you. Oh, darling, you dream of silly things. Smoke me. I smoke you. Hang on. So I can smoke you and anyone else at the company at games when I come down to Houston. Oh, Andrew, you don't understand, my friend. We will have a great computer for you because we're not going to let you use that as an excuse when I slap you around like a redheaded stepchild. There's a lot of news. Whoever the new people are on today are going, what's going on? What is this conversation? So folks, just so you know, I am wonderfully supported by my good friend Dave Rush and Andrew Hutz. You'll see that they post in blue on the chat window. So if you have questions or I don't get to them, type them again, or you can ask those guys too. Either one's fine. Either one's fine, no matter how you do that. So no worries. So Zoltan, my friend, is here again. Good. Kevin D. Yep. Ryan Brown, he's back. So it's interesting, guys. I thought I was going to have huge news today. And I am legally not allowed to tell you what's going on. But I will tell you on Monday, I'm going to drop a bomb, a hydrogen bomb on you guys. And Dave and Andrew know they can't tell anybody either. But it's big news. I will tell you that it's the second biggest news of my life. The first biggest news was the birth of my daughter, okay? That's how huge this is. Man, you want to be here on Monday. Man, do you want to be here on Monday. I'm telling you, folks, you want to be here on Monday. So the other thing that's been going on is, I don't know if you guys are aware of something called Skills USA. Skills USA is my absolute most favoriteest charity on earth. Skills USA is a massive organization. There's like 30,000 chapters just here in the United States. Anyway, and Skills USA is international, folks. I know it says USA, Wait a minute, I almost started to lie. Skills USA is affiliated with an international group called, Dave Rush will tell me that in just a minute because I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, the bottom line is Skills USA, this is for you Americans. We're looking for more volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering to help judge regional and state level competitions, almost any state in the union, we can use your help. So it requires you to spend a weekend, usually at some high school or at a college, helping to judge pre-made competitions. Like, so it'll be malware extraction or something like that, or reconfiguring bad add-ons in a browser, kind of first level desktop support kind of stuff. If you have any interest in this at all, we're looking for folks. We need people all over the country. Please give me a holler. I'd love to hear from you on that particular topic. Jose Ferris, not fair, Mike. I'm never fair. I'm never fair. But I do see some new names here. Who else is here? Paul Effold. Sorry, Paul. Here we go. I'm going to do this. Paul Afalabi. It's not so hard. Raul Diaz. That's a good, easy name for a Texas boy like me to pronunciate. Marco.io. If the root password for Linux is easily changeable through sysboot, then why aren't there a lot more cases of compromised servers? Because it's not. You got to be careful when you, boy, Marco, that's a long conversation, and I got to be honest with you. My knowledge of Linux system passwords is a bit dated. I probably haven't been staying up to speed on this, but what I can tell you is that the root password is not easily changeable unless you are root. By accessing that folder, that is not, just by going to sysroot bin sh, that's only going to have you access to, it's a hidden pointer. You know what, Marco, I'm going to back away from that one because I can't super fast give you the answer on that. But I will say this. You cannot easily change your root password. And, Marco, if you want to tell me that you can, well then please give me a contact. I'd love to hear from you. Marco, send me an email. My email address is michaelm@totalsem.com. If you're a gamer at all, I am Senor Pepe on Steam. And I'm Desweds on just about anything. DESWEDS. And people always ask me, they go, why Desweds? And it's a kinetic acronym. So hold your mouse and on your keyboard type Desweds. Don't even have to move the mouse. Desweds. Okay, so that's what we got there. Ba-ba-ba-da. So Dave Rush and Andrew Hutz right now, both of these guys are much better at Linux than I am, are quickly typing in answers for me to make me sound better. But unfortunately, Mario, you guys already know. All right, but thank you, Dave Rush is telling me that Skills USA is part of World Skills, which is a worldwide skills, and they're going to be in Shanghai this October. That's interesting. Okay. Dave Rush, I can spill the beans on Friday. So Dave Rush is, Dave, you can't say anything. Dave, you can't say anything. Here, I'll give you a clue, Dave. You can say something when the press releases go out. Okay, that's how big of a deal this is, folks. I'm honest to God, we're doing even that. So, okay, Paul, I'm glad I didn't completely maul your name. Michael Price, Skills USA. I'm a student in Skills USA. Excellent. Didn't get to go to state, sadly, because registration mishaps, but I'm hoping to be able when it comes to Skills USA next year. So, Michael Price, what state are you in? I'd be very curious to know that. Yeah. Tolowit, I am Root D. Schlick. Greetings from Arizona. Good to see you, man. Hottest experience of my life was in Phoenix, Arizona. You're in Kentucky. Well, I can tell you, Michael, that Kentucky is a powerhouse state for Skills USA. Not making it to states in Skills USA is no big deal. There's a lot of competition there. Tester test at through 10. Is it harder to pass the Comptia A plus nowadays than it was 10 years ago? Is it harder? I don't know how to answer that. Comptia has done a pretty good job over the decades of trying to make the A plus reflect the skills of a bench tech with about 9 months of experience. I feel they've always done that. So 10 years ago was a weird time for Comptia too, especially at A plus, because there wasn't just 2 A plus exams back then. There were like 7, really. And you only had to take 2 of them. But it was a different game. Apples and oranges, tough to compare. In general, I would say it's about the same in terms of difficulty. Isn't that crazy, guys? You guys know when I first got involved with the A+, there was a hardware exam, and then you chose one of 2 exams. You either took the Microsoft Windows exam or the Macintosh exam. That's when I first started doing this over 20 years ago. It was the hardware, and then you chose either Windows or Mac. Apple. Peter Lohr, hello, Peter. D. Schlick, I read your book and took the test. Did you pass? All right. Peter Hunt, man, look, it's like old home week here. This is great. All right, so a couple of things before we get started here. I think we're going to have a quiet day. And you know what, guys? There's nothing wrong with quiet days. But I'm going to tell you this. Monday is not going to be a quiet day. Monday's going to be huge. So you need to be here. You'll literally be one of the people, well, if you're into tech at all, you'll be one of the people who said, I was on that episode when Mike made the big announcement. Paul Pashtini. Why don't you guys all have a last name like Smith? Okay. Paul, hi Mike. When you can, I am looking at your Security Plus books, one with a blue cover, similar to the one on your site. Other one is all-in-one. Which one do you suggest? The all-in-one is written by other authors. If you want my book, you go with the blue one. All right. Peter Lohr, I am currently studying your course, but I see that there is a new A+, 220-1101, 220-1102. Can I still take the exam for 1001 and 1002? Yes. Not only can you take the exam, the new test has just been announced. It's going to come out, what month are we in? You guys think I'm kidding? It's going to come out this month. Comptia announced this very, very quickly. Traditionally, Comptia would give a much longer time frame. This time they didn't. It's a little frustrating. But the answer is you'll be able to take the old exam for quite a while. Dave Rush, can you remind me, how long will they be able to take the 220, 1001, 1002? And Peter, you're going to want to take those for a while. And hey, you passed. Excellent, excellent. Good. All right. Congratulations, D. Schlick. Glad you passed, man. Okay. There, people are answering your question. I want to know the answer. Till sometime around October. Oh, boy. Jack was here. Is there enough time to study for 1000, 1002 before it goes away? Oh, yes, very much so. It takes most people about 220 study hours to study from like 0 to be able to pass the A+. So I can't answer that question. I can tell you how many hours. Now you got to tell me how many hours you're going to put in per week, right? You can put in 40 hours a week. You can have this thing done before May is over. If you're going to study one hour a year, well, you know, that's a different issue. So that's the only way I can answer it. So Jack was here. Take 220 hours and you tell me how much study you can do per week or month or however you do your breakdown. Andrew Hutz, Mike, do you think QHD displays are worth it in laptop displays? There are diminishing returns from the already smooth. Well, what I will tell you is, you know, going to a QHD display, all right? So instead of, can I do HD off the top of my head? It is 1024. I'm only talking about horizontal, vertical pixels. So on a classic HD, that's going to be, I can't believe I can't instantly get this off the top of my head, 2,000 some odd pixels. So quarter HD also known would be, I can't do the math in my head. It's 1/4 the resolution of full HD. For desktops, they're amazing because most games optimize on that type of resolution. I've never even seen a laptop display that does QHD. But if I wanted to game on it and stuff like that, the screen would be quite small. And for old geezer eyes like me, I might have trouble seeing all the resolution. But I'd say for most folks, it'd be great. The thing is, though, if you're going to use a laptop for gaming, to me, you got to just have an external monitor. You have an HDMI port, just plug it in. D. Schlick, helped open the door, get that entry-level job. Hey, you're working with NCR. That's very cool. This is D. Schlick talking about getting a job. Work my way up. NCR, I don't know. National Cash Register. I sure know what NCR is. Congratulations to you, D. Schlick. You're out there and working. That's the important thing. Andrew Hutz, New California Republic. You're hilarious. Who's the artist featured on today's cup? This cup? This is Chinette. Oh God, both Dave Rush and Andrew are reminding me that QHD is 2560 by 1440. Thank you. I got it. Okay. Yes, thank you. In my brain, I knew it the right way, guys. It's just, I wasn't saying it the right way. So now that the guys have corrected me, I hate it when you guys do that. All right, so can I do this in my brain? I can't. I'm going to run away. I don't have all my resolutions as perfectly memorized as I used to. Scott Wolf. Hey, Mike, I saw all as well. I was wondering if you got my email last week about, oh, Scott, I got everybody's email. Scott, I got to tell you this, man. I'm about to make like the biggest business announcement of my life come Monday morning. And I have had to set a lot of stuff to the side. Scott, please bear with me. I hope you can bear with me. Give me about another week and I will get back to you. I most certainly got your email. All right, Saf Mo, good Lord, it really is Old Homes Week there. All right, I'll tell you what, folks, let's go ahead and we can enjoy a shorter day. That's not that big of a deal. I'll still be open for questions, but let's start competing because I know you guys are all here for my dulcet tones. I know you're really here for free stuff. There's no evil in that, so let's start giving some stuff away. So we're going to have two competitions right now, folks. The first competition we're going to have gives away 90-day access to the practice questions of your choice from Total Seminars. All right, so we have all kinds of practice questions. A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, it goes on and on. And in fact, you should just head over to our totalsem.com website, TOTALSEM.com. Just head on over there and go into our merchant area and look at all the different things. And then you can choose which one you want. So whoever wins this gets 90-day free access to the practice questions, or what here we call the total tester of their choice. Now, in order to have this competition, before we even get started, let me remind you, this competition is not fair. I try to make it fair. I would love it to be perfectly fair, but it's not fair. Little things like, for example, just because the first person to answer something wins, okay? And unfortunately, in the chat window, you may think you're first, but you're not first on my screen. So we do what we can in those types of situations. Also, if you win a lot, you are going to get Mohand. Mohand is the name of my friend David Mohan. David Mohan won so many things when we first kind of started this program years ago that he broke the bank. And he invented a new verb, to be Mohand. To be Mohand means you've won so much, you're fired. And Dave Rush and Andrew Hutz literally keep a list of everybody who's won and when, so we know. All right. Also, it was Also, oh, dang it, I just saw something important. I'm all over the place today. All right, forget it. We're about to compete. Let's go ahead and get that knocked out first of all. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm about to post a multiple choice question up on the screen. The first person who writes down the right answer in the chat window wins the 90-day free access to the Total Tester. I need to warn you, and that is that don't type A, B, C, or D. Type out enough of the words that I know where you're coming from. I'm drinking all this coffee. It's making me sleepy. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so guys, this particular question is from Security Plus. This is a very good question. This question is actually very easy. The problem with this question, this is very indicative of Comptia questions, is that these are the type of questions that people who know a lot get wrong. It's the people who look at the basics. And the doctors, they always say, if you see hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. And this question is a perfect example of this. Remember, don't type A, B, C, or D. You have to actually type it out. And you don't have to type out the whole answer, but enough so I know what you're talking about. So let's go ahead and dive in, folks. You ready? Let's compete starting right now. Users store company files on USB flash drives so that they can work from various computers outside of the corporate network. What should you do to secure the data? Generate file hashes for the flash drives, scan the USBs for viruses, encrypt the USB flash drives, or digitally sign on each of these USB flash drives. So one thing I will say is that all four of these are real possible. One could do all four of these things. Comptia tests often will put a question or two in that just doesn't even make any sense. In this case, you could at least do all these things. But keep in mind what we want to do. We want to secure the data on the drives, all right? So don't make this question hard, folks. It's not a hard question. So as I'm looking at this, it's got to be encrypt. But look at this. See how easy it would be for someone to generate hashes? You know, any of these, it's an easy question to miss. C is correct. Okay, I got it right. Ooh, thank goodness. Okay, good. Oh, by the way, folks, this is the Total Tester itself right here. All right. All right, so definitely the winner is Encrypt USB flash drives. All right, so who do we have? Oh man, everybody said encrypt. Good on y'all. See, if I hadn't have warned you guys that this was an easy question, I'll bet half of you guys would have got it wrong. Seriously. You're all like, oh no, nah, yeah, I've seen this before. But anyway, all right, so I'm looking for the winner. Okay, according to my screen, I see at 2:22 p.m. one Michael Price. So Michael Price, congratulations to you. Michael, you are the winner of 90-day free access to the Comptia test, the Comptia practice questions of your choice from the Total Seminars website. Now, Michael Price, in order to get your prize, you got to jump. Whoops, that's right. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. All right. So, Michael Price, you need to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. That's DAVER@totalsem.com. In that email, you need to send your YouTube name, your email address, and which practice exams that you want. And keep in mind, Dave Rush is only one man. He's quite a man, but he is only one man. And unfortunately, it might take him a little time to get to you. I think Dave right now is promising 2 weeks or less, and even better than that when he can. So that's the basic gist there. All right. We did see a couple of questions scroll in when I was. Make sure so anytime you see me looking to one side, it's because I'm going through the chat window. I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Will Shaw, did Will Shaw overthink it? Oh yeah, okay, you did good, Will. Go to SOAR. Okay, back at 2:18 p.m., K Wheat. Hey, Mike, I was scheduled to take my exam for 1001 tomorrow, but I rescheduled it as the practice exam's the highest I've gotten to 78, and I don't quite feel ready. Well, K Wheat let me say it. K Wheat OOO. K Wheat OOO. Number one, are they my practice questions? If they're mine and you're getting a score that low, you probably did a good thing rescheduling. I hope you didn't lose any money. I hope you rescheduled it properly so you didn't lose the money you put down. I would probably think you should be getting 85, if it was me, even 90% on the practice exams. In fact, one of the real ways you can tell you're ready for a Comptia exam through my practice banks is that if any question I give you, you should be able to repaint that question, all right? Like what was that question we just did earlier? So let me give you an example of a little practice thing you can do to help get a feel of where you're at. So let's go back to that question we did earlier. So if you look, this is the question we did earlier. We know it's encryption. So what I want you to do is, like I could change this question. Here's something about file hashes. And I would say, so I'm going to just change the question. What can I do to a USB drive to verify the integrity of the drive? And then that would be generate hashes. Being able to take a question and twist it around in your brain to look at that question in a different way is probably the best thing you can do to prove to yourself you're ready for an exam. I mean, let me give you guys a clue. I take the A+ exam, and I try to remember a question or two, but you'll never see an exact A+ question on any of my stuff. I'd never do it, and Comptia would lock me away and throw away the key if I did. But what I can do is take what I've learned to build a good question. Let's just pretend that I kind of halfway remember a question. I don't want to make a question identical to it. That's, not even good morally thing to do. But what I am going to do is I'm going to say, what else question-wise can I generate from it? So literally, if you're comfortable enough with a topic that you can look at a question and change the question around, maybe I need to hire you. I could use some more question writers. All right. Did Alex show up? Hey, Alex is here. Man, that's good. Hey, good to see you, Alex. All right. Alex, I could have used you earlier. We had a good question on Linux and I didn't have the right answer. Yes, of course, I've got Dave and Andrew there to cover me up, but they can only help me past tense. Brittany, Nifty Glowing Cheese. Why are networks covered in A+ exam even though the Comptia Network Plus? I find the networking really difficult. Okay, well, Brittany, I'm sorry you find it difficult, but what I can tell you is this, is that the Network Plus is not a networking certification. The A+ is not I don't know how to describe it. The A+ is designed to test somebody with 9 months of experience working on systems, primarily desktop, but also laptop and to a lesser degree mobile. There is no device, Brittany, today that isn't have some amount of network connection. So, and we rely on those network connections to enact repairs, of downloading drivers, stuff like that. So, Brittany, what the A+ expects you to know in terms of networking is what do you need to know to get this system that you're working on the network. Got it? The Network Plus is really more of you have your own little network. What do you have to do to get that on the internet? What do you have to do to keep it running? What do you have to do to protect it? That's true for A+ too, but A+ is more like the individual system. So the big way to separate A+ from Network Plus in your brain is think with the A+, what do I have to do to an individual computer to make it go, including getting on the internet, ergo networking. And then with Network Plus, I have my own little network How do I get it to go? How do I get it to run? How do I connect it to the internet? How do I connect it with other networks? That kind of stuff. 228. Why do they keep making the letters smaller and smaller? 228. I'm curious. Okay, we're going to do this. Scott Wolf. I'm curious what would make a router be connected but without internet. Sure. If a router, that means... Okay. Like in my house, I have a more traditional DMZ. I've got the router that came from my internet service provider. It's a fiber optic router. And then behind that router, I have my main router, and that's the DHCP server and all that stuff. So let's pretend for a minute that I went up to my main router in my house, the one with the fiber optic, and I pulled the fiber optic connection out. That router is no longer on the internet. The downstream router, my own little router that I use for DHCP and all that, he's still connected to that upstream router. He can still ping that router and do all that stuff, but he's not going to be on the internet. So that's why. There are many routers between you and the internet, young Skywalker. Jiba-wafka, Skywalker. Oh yeah, for you guys who are tracking my weight loss, I've been stalled for a week at minus 35. I'm trying to get back on the swing of things. But I'm not gaining weight, I'm just... Raul Diaz, I would like to apply for entry-level positions, but I have no experience. So you apply for entry-level. How do I go about this? Raul, type yourself up a resume. I'm goofing with you a little bit. Don't take me too serious. Type up a resume and put it out there. Most of the time when you see companies that post an entry-level job and then they put experience on it, Raul, they're doing that because they don't want wussy people to even bother applying. This is my opinion. I can't prove this. But HR departments do a lot of stuff because they want assertive, serious-minded people to do things. And I am personally convinced that is why we see experience requirements on entry-level positions. Got it? Apply, apply, apply. You should be applying immediately. You don't need any, not in this market. This is stupid. This is ridiculous out there right now. I would kill to be a 19, 20-year-old person in today's, from a business standpoint. Don't get me started in relationships or politics or any of that stuff. But I mean, from a business standpoint, this is a great time to be a person in your late teens, early 20s. You can get a job anywhere. Anywhere. Just have the guts to go in and kick in a door and ask. Create what I call the 3-foot rule. If you see somebody within 3 feet of them, I don't care if it's a bar, it's a library, a temple, I don't care where you are, you ask for work. You start saying, hey, got any jobs? No. Hey, listen, make business cards, looking for work. Have a resume out there. You should be out there on LinkedIn right now. You don't need an A+. You don't need a Network Plus. You don't need any of that stuff. You get certifications to help you towards your next job. Will an A+ certification help you get that entry-level job? Yes. Will a Net Plus help you get that entry-level job? Yes. Will a bachelor's degree help you get that job? Yes. You understand? It's all just the pieces. You do not sit and say, well, I'm going to get X number of certifications and then I'll start applying for a job. Stop that now. Stop. Go to work. I don't care. Get a sales job. It doesn't matter. Go to work. Well, I'm only making $13 an hour. I don't care. Go to work. Look, in 6 months, you'll have your A+ or Net Plus or whatever it is, and you're going to be making $5, $6 an hour more. And then 5 years from now, you're going to be in 6 figures probably. And that's what most normal people do in IT. That's what most normal people do. Go to work. All right. Whew. Let me get off that soapbox. Okay, here we go. Yes, we're still giving away a Comptia voucher, folks. Oh yes, thank you, Dave Rush. guys, do keep in mind there's two things. Just because you're nice enough to show up today, number one, we are offering a 50% discount. That is half off of a combined ebook and practice test. Remember what Mike Meyers always says. In order to pass any form of certification, number one, you must have instruction. That might be instructor-led, that might be a video. That's number one. Number two, you need a book for some kind of reference. I could recommend some good books out there. And number three, you need practice questions. Practice questions are the primary tool by which you measure your preparedness for a particular certification. Here at Total Seminars, we offer ebook, two of the three, man. You get the ebook and practice test all at 50% off. And folks, I'm already about the cheapest out there, at least of the good stuff, and then we're offering 50% on less than that. In order to get this deal, all you got to do is go to www.totalsem, that's TOTALSEM.com. Head over to the merchant area, grab, if you're in, let's say you want to do Net Plus, grab a Net Plus ebook, and then grab the Net Plus Total Tester. And then just put those in your cart. And once you're in your cart, all you have to do is, on checkout, type in, oh, where did it go? All you have to do is type in the discount code Tyler, Tyler. Hit enter. All of a sudden, it's going to be half the price you just saw. Hand them a credit card, and you're cooking with gas. Ah, Christina, old man. I am an old man. Christina, you're right. I'm old. You know, the toughest part about being old, and it's going to happen to you guys too. You know, when I was young, I never listened to the old people either, but whatever, we'll try it, you know. So I may be old, but in my heart, I am still a young man. I like to dance. And I do. I dance like crazy. I love dancing. And so I'm at this like club, and I'm dancing in this club in Houston, Texas. If anybody's ever heard of this club, it's called Numbers. If you ever come visit me, I'll take you there. And it's just like a, you know, it's like, and they have 80s night on Fridays, okay? So here I am dancing at Numbers on 80s night, and I'm dancing at physically the exact same place, listening to the exact same song that I danced to in 1986. I am not kidding you. So Christine, you might be, did I say Christine? Christina, you might be right, I'm old, but in my heart, I am a young man. David Mitchell, I know that place. Brian Baggs, that's why we have the books. It's exactly what, it's a reference tool. Right on, sir. All right. Eric Killingsworth, on that note, Mike, do you have any tips for going to the next step out of the help desk and into something more specialized? I'm almost 1 year of help desk and getting my resume squared away. Eric, you're doing it. That is the right thing to do. You've sat on the help desk for a year. That's enough. Eric, you're doing the right thing. Move up, buddy, especially right now. Eric, you should be, this is where certifications really start to pay off for you, man, because there's a good chance, because you've been doing some type of help desk work, you have some skill at whatever that help desk was. If it was a general help desk, if it was a networking help desk, maybe it was an application help desk, I don't know what your help desk was. But this is where you pick a certification to help kind of point the direction you want to go. Take a look at Network Plus. Take a look at Security Plus. The reason look, guys, I can write a book on anything and McGraw-Hill will print it. You understand? From a make money standpoint, I can write a book on anything I want. I believe in Comptia's mission. Comptia is vendor neutral. They're nonprofit, although they act a little profity sometimes. But Comptia has the zeitgeist, yeah, I guess that's about right, of the industry, and they work hard to try to help produce the next great bunch of techs. And I stand by those certifications very much. Now, once you get a Security Plus, then your choices become very broad, and it becomes more of a challenge. But look at Net Plus or Security Plus as a starter. But you're doing the right thing. I don't think unless you love help desk and you've gone up a few layers in the help desk, a year seems to me about enough to be on help desk. I got buddies who just love help desk. They're good at it. You know, they're good with the knowledgeware. You know, they're the assistant manager of the help desk, whatever. So, all good. Zoltan, if I shared my age with you, would you count that as, yes, I would count that as PII. I don't care for me personally. I got to tell you though, guys, it's pretty cool. I'm 60. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Because like in my brain, I'm still like 31. But I've been lucky that I've got to be in the front row of this entire industry. I was around in the late 70s when we were still using CPM machines with 8-inch floppy drives. And I was working on PDP 11s and IBM 360 mainframes. And I got to be here like the first time somebody opened up a box of an original IBM 8086, not even 8088, 8086 computer. I got to plug in the keyboards and watch different types of networking technologies come and go. I was there when USB was introduced, and for a year we stared at that rectangular connector going, why would anybody want this? Really? I watched video graphics. I remember when the first Voodoo cards came out and began to develop, and we had to hotwire from the regular video card to the Voodoo card and just watching all this. I remember Windows 95. Shoot, I remember I was a DOS kid. I remember all of Windows. I remember OS2. I remember Macs. It's been a fun ride, man. It's so cool. And the funniest part is that we ain't seen nothing yet. All I've done as an old man in this industry is I plugged in the plumbing for you guys. And you're the ones, and we're already seeing this now, as was once the infrastructure's defined and improved on, sped up, things like that, bigger pipes, tubes. I don't think we've even begun to see what this technology is going to do for us. When I'm long and gone and you guys are running the universe, you're going to remember what I said here, because I don't think we have actually seen the exponential growth that I would anticipate. Moore's law is still there for processing, but we need a new law that expands out our grasp, what Bill Gates used to call information at your fingertips, and it's so far beyond that now. And the tool sets that we'll begin to develop for processing information in AI formats. You're not going to be getting on a Google site much longer, folks. Or if you do, it's going to be like there's a wonderful movie called She or Her. I forget what it's called. There's going to be a new way to hand us data. And of course, Google, Alphabet, they're already kind of the forerunners on there, but there's other stuff out there. And you're the ones who are going to see it, not me. Whoopsies. Hey, can we kill these spams, guys? All right, I know that Dave and Andrew will take care of that spammer. Sorry about that, guys. Travis Sims, I played Warcraft on floppy disk. It's true, yep. Zoltan, my first PC was a 286 with 1 megabyte of RAM. Guess my age, 45, 50. Travis, I have newt. All right, I'll tell you what, guys. So we're all okay on our adult chat dating thing? Okay, no, all right. Let's go ahead and, I don't see any more questions on that, but Travis Sims, am I concerned about AI? No, I'm not concerned about it. I'm no more concerned than Elon Musk is. It's something we have to watch and control and measure and recognize its capabilities and its downside, you know? I'm not saying it's... I don't fear it as much as Elon Musk does, but, you know, it's not that hard to imagine, you know, want to play a game, you know, so that kind of thing. We got to stay on top of it. Andrew Hutz, the Civil War sounds like it was rough. Oh, brother against brother. Eric Killingsworth, I hate to age you, Micah. Stand in line, brother. But you're a part of my family for years. My dad memorized your books to take the A+ back in 2002, and he still has them on his shelf. That's great. Well, thanks, Eric, man. You know, that's the other thing, man. All right, so you got to let me do one more old man thing, and then I'll give away the last. I'll give away the Comptia voucher, and that is, what really makes me feel lucky. Yes, it's been cool to watch the technology. I think that's fascinating. It's been great. I get up every morning and I get to help people move forward in life. That's a pretty good thing to say. You know what I mean? Now, is it a perfect world? No. Do I make mistakes? Constantly. But, you know, when you guys send me like an email or even Eric making a little statement like that, you know, it warms the cockles of my heart. And I do appreciate it. And probably put it on the tombstone. He helped. All right. I'm going to get all maudlin here. All right. Let's give some stuff away here. Alan Pollock at 245. Hi, Mr. Meyers. I've been reading your textbook in preparation for my Security Plus exam. I've been scoring around above 85%. Yes, dude. Alex, in fact, yeah, you're going to be fine. Alex, go take the test. You're good. Safmo got my AI reference. Good on you. Christina, with what I've seen of organic intelligence, let the AI take over. As long as it hands me, you know, good wine, bourbon, and a steak, I'll let anybody run things. Cisco Rodriguez, what's the best way to get local admin from laptop? Cisco, I'm not going to answer that. First of all, you haven't given me enough information. Like, what operating system might be a good start. However, Cisco, do be aware that we have an unofficial Discord channel. This is not my Discord channel. However, it has started to take off a lot. Dave or Andrew, if you'd be kind enough to put a post in the Discord link, please check that out. And that's a place you can ask questions like that. Now, obviously, anytime anybody asks, how can I hack a password, I'm going to be like, well, you know. But there are established procedures for password recovery for most any operating system, which is what I'm assuming you're talking about. I'm sorry, you guys are chatty today, which is very cool. All right, let's go ahead and finish that last one real quick. All right, let's do the last competition. You guys ready? Here we go. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to we're going to stick with Security Plus. Folks, please read the question. The question I'm about to show you right now is a question of this type of question people get wrong a lot because they hurry. Okay? That's all the clue I'm going to give you. So remember, do not type A, B, C, or D. You need to type out the words so I have at least enough to know where you're coming from. So with that attitude in mind, are you guys ready? Fingers on your keyboards, and here we go. Your manager is concerned about mobile devices and wants to report on how people can potentially modify their phones. Got that? How people can potentially modify their phones. What topics need to be covered? Choose all that apply. I'm going to let people work on that. Remember, folks, we are competing for a Comptia voucher. This Comptia voucher works if you live in a country that Comptia gives exams. then by golly, this will work for you. This works for pretty much every Comptia certification test there is. So this can be worth up to $400 depending on which certification exam you're going to go for. Give everybody a moment here. Looks like we got a bunch of answers in here. Okay, so I actually am not sure what the answer is. Okay, yeah, so all right, they're worried about potential modification. You see that? So we're definitely talking about it's rooting and jailbreaking. Jailbreaking is how you can make modifications to an iPhone. Rooting is an Android feature. Let's go ahead and double check. By the way, folks, this is the totals tester itself, so you kind of get a feel how that works. Let's check our answers. So we got 2 answers correct. Well done. Comptia does questions like this, folks. You will get these all that applies. And so you need to be ready for those. People tend to move past these very quickly, and I didn't look that closely, but we got a few people. Here, I'm gonna tease a couple of people with love. Andre, Philip, Kiomar, were you guys, Daniel Rodriguez, Paul T. So Steiner here, you can't type the letters of the alphabet, man. Anyway, so a few of you guys where you just typed one answer, all right? When you see a Comptia test that says choose all that apply, that will be at least 2. It could be more, okay? And just a good one to practice with. All right, Dave and Andrew, can you guys help me out with a winner here? I'm going to let Dave and Andrew help me out here because they're on top of this. All right. Okay, so the winner is going to be Michael Price. Michael, didn't you just win? I forgot. I'm very sorry. Doesn't matter. Michael, congratulations to you. Michael Price, congratulations. You have just won a Comptia voucher. Okay? Now, Michael Price, in order to get that voucher, you got to jump through a couple of hoops, mon frere. And in particular, what I need you to do is this. Michael Price, number 1, you need to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. In that email, put your YouTube name, Michael Price, put your email address in the body of the email, put your name that you've used on previous Comptia certifications. And Michael, if this is your first certification, then just give us your legal name. Next, your country of residence. If you're in the United States, please add your state. Next, the country where you will take the exam, and then last, the exact exam number. Don't just say A+, say like A+ 220-1002. So whatever you want to take, please give us the exact exam number. Also, do keep in mind, Michael Price, this is a lovely gift that is given to us by Comptia. We very much appreciate Comptia's generosity. However, it's up to Comptia how quickly this happens. Dave Rush is telling me the turnaround is roughly around 2 weeks, but we can't guarantee that. We've had some that were getting close to like a month and a half before Comptia did it. Now with Corona and things like that, things should be a little bit better. But folks, if you're looking for a free voucher to take an exam next week, this is not a resource you can use. I'm very sorry about that, but we are appreciative of what Comptia offers, and we do not challenge the hand that feeds us. Okay. All right. Zach. Zach Morrill is on? Good Lord. Everybody's on now. This is great. Okay, one more question and then we're going to wrap it up. Here we go. Mr. Dubito. Question, please. After the Comptia trifecta and getting an entry-level job, what is the best way to future-proof an IT career going forward, given the rise of AI and automation? Thank you. AI and automation is just going to give us more work. I can't tell you how many times in this industry, oh, a paperless office, no one's ever going to need printers anymore. Oh, plug-and-play devices, nobody's ever going to need techs anymore. It never happens. We need more techs now than we ever have. We need 10 times the techs we had when I started in this business. Well, more than that. It's a huge number. Mike makes up a large number to try to stress a point that there's plenty of work out there. AI is not the problem. You know what the problem for most people today is? Where they become what I call flatliners. You know, you get a cert or two, you get some experience, and then you're just kind of... if you want to work in the IT industry, you have to be constantly growing. You have to be constantly moving. AI, even if AI does finally kick in, which it will, it's going to need a gazillion techs to support it. It's still going to need that. So don't be a flatliner. Look at the industry. Find where your passions are. Consider these things. If you have an A+, Net+, Security+, that's going to give you at least a springboard to let you start investigating other areas. Maybe you want to become a Cisco guy. See, this is the other thing I love. People are like, oh, with the cloud, we don't need routers anymore. There's more routers than ever, people. It's insane, the number of routers, and a ton of them are virtualized, but you know what? You still got to configure them. We have more router experts out today than we ever did. It's just that they work for Amazon and IBM and Microsoft. Whereas they used to be little mom and pops, they'd be working on their little Cisco 3550s or whatever back in the day. They're all working in the cloud. And then don't even get me started on the cloud. Oh, so you know how to configure a router? Great. Do you know how to configure a router in the cloud? Speak the same language. Can you even get to that router? Can you even understand instancing? Do you understand virtualization? There's no reason not to be working right now. No reason. Paul, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to check that email today from last week. And again, please, I apologize for not getting to that. He was talking about having trouble getting work. And we're going to, I'm going to read that email today. And I promise you I will absolutely do that. All right. TD Washington, my info's, Tech Republic's good, but you know, it's just a beginning. There's so many different sources out there. It's important. Tech Republic is a great place to start. Tom's Hardware and Antech. I mean, I can go on and on. All right. I think we've got everything covered today. It's 2:57, almost 3 o'clock. It is time to wrap it up. Folks, very exciting. It was so much fun to have you here. Don't forget, if you didn't win a voucher today, just come back. We don't have that big of a crowd, and half of these people have already won vouchers and have been mohanned. So don't worry about it, especially you new folks. Just come on back. And in particular, on Fridays, Dave Rush, the guy who's moderating, he has his own show on Fridays right here at the Total Seminars channel, the Dave Rush AMA, DRAMA, or Drama. And Dave concentrates on Raspberry Pi topics. I don't care whether you like Raspberry Pis or not. Dave uses Raspberry Pis as a dirt cheap training tool to be learning things like routing and all kinds of different stuff like that. And Dave's done a great job with this, and he's been doing it for a while. And he doesn't get quite the crowd I get, and he gives away a voucher too. How crazy is this? All right. So anyway, that's okay. Paul T. I think that's a different Paul. But I will be answering that. Peter Hunt just showed up. That's right. Cloud only means that you're on somebody else's server. That's for darn sure. All right, folks, I am out the door here. Please, if you love me, come and be here on Monday, because I'm going to drop a bomb on you. And there's a lot of faces on here that you need to be here. All right, especially people who don't show up that much. Alex, Zach, Andre Tolowit. I know you guys will be here, and I love you for that. Mohammed, you guys like that, or TD Washington who show up a lot. I know you guys are here. It's those of you I haven't seen for a while. I need you to be here. It's going to be a big day on Monday. Man, I hope it is. There's a possibility it could be delayed. It's just huge. I've done enough prep here. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm out the door. This is your Uncle Mikey saying good night. Good night. Bye, kids.